recording. Go ahead and read the page that you chose to reread.
One love from a creature stretching out on the bank was a nabby brown rock.
Okay. So, point to one of the words that you had trouble with. This one. Now let's look at what is this? Hard for me to read upside down. Sorry, bud. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 11. Okay, it was page 11. So this was the page you picked. And yeah, the first time that you read this word, you said sitting. You also, then the wide mouth frog met. Oh yeah, you were calling this character the first time you read it. What word is that? Creature. So you've got character now. After we reread the book a few times. This word, though, you're still a little stuck on. Now, you're closer to the word because the first time you said sitting. The second time we read it, you said, what? Stretching. So you have used your word attack skills. You've got the but you said ing. What do you see there when I block that word off? Ed. When you put ed at the end of a word, like this word. What is this word? Stretch. Is there an ing there? What is that? Ed says. How about just say that? Say it again. Stretched. It's a little tricky with your tongue. Stretched. Yeah, you don't actually say ed. It's just that ending. Stretched. Like, stretch right now. Stretch. Show me stretch. Now, you just did it a second ago, right? So because it was something that you did a minute ago, it is stretched because you already did it. I haven't stretched yet, but I'm going to stretch. I'm stretching. I stretched. So when we add that ed to the end of the word, you just say the d sometimes. Okay? So try it again. Stretched. Good. I like how you said stretched. Stretched. Because you're using the skills that we talked about to take the part that you know and then add on the part that you don't know. So I'm going to still circle this in our notes as a tricky word for you on your, I think this was our third time with that word in that sentence, but it's something that we'll keep working on. And the ending is what you were the most stuck with. What I really like is that you were able to blend together all of these letter sounds at the beginning, get the short vowel sound, and at the end. You weren't trying to figure out if that was a longie or a shorty this time, right? Yeah. Back when you made your first mistake, the first time you read it, you said sitting. We're going back to the same type of mistake where you just saw the S, the long word, and then guessed a word that kind of looked like it might make sense there, a creature sitting. Because that creature does look like he could be sitting, right? That's why we have to focus on the letters that are in the word, and then if you're stuck, chunk it into smaller pieces that you know, and then put all the sounds together, okay? All right, so that was a good page for you to pick. And I wouldn't have picked that page because I didn't see as many mistakes, because character you've got, and you've got riverbank, you got that by yourself. Knobby, that was a tricky word for you. What was the part that was the most tricky about the word knobby for you? What part is that? The K, because what does the K do on that word? It's silent, yeah. Those silent letters can be tricky, but if you think of when you've seen KN before, remember we had a whole spelling list with some KNs on it and WRs, and the Ks were silent and the Ws were silent. So you want to look for patterns that you know. That's why we're going to keep sorting out words and looking for patterns. Today we're going back to short and long vowel patterns, because you became a master at figuring out your long vowels. You got that. And then you started accidentally saying some long vowels when it was supposed to be a short vowel. But even with the word stretch, I can see that you're starting to overcome that too. So we're just going to make sure that we keep sorting the words by the long and short vowel sound. And we will go back and do some more silly and real word sorts, because I know that you said you really like those. But we're going to stick with this one for today. Next time we meet, though, I can get some silly word sorts ready, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I know you like those. Okay, the page that I wanted to go back to very quickly with you is page 8. So it has a pink background. Look back, I know the pages aren't numbered. You're there, good. All right, now page 8 isn't the first one, so I'll read the first one to you. You can track the words. The third creature he met was hanging upside down. This page was the page that you had the most trouble with the first and second time from the notes I took. And what do you notice about this page compared to this page? Just about the words. What do you see? There's a lot more words, so there was a lot more opportunity to make a mistake. So you might have just made a mistake, just more mistakes because there's more words. But we can look at the kinds of mistakes you made, and let's see if some of the skills we've been practicing have helped you get those words, okay? Go ahead and read this page.
Hey there, upside down creatures. Who are you and what do you eat? Shall the why not found? I'm a said Hans and I eat blind. When I'm a big white mouth frog, the big white mouth frog, and I eat blood.
Okay, so here's what I heard. The word creature. You've got that word. You're now saying creature instead of character, which is a good improvement. That is a tricky word, and you stuck with that word and sounded it out, and it seems like now you've remembered that that word is creature too. I did notice one that you didn't get this morning. It's different. This does not say hey. Hey is spelled H-E-Y. What does this say? Who is W-H-O? Hey is H-E-Y. So why don't you just say just the letter sounds there since it's so short?
Oh. Yeah.
We don't always hear that sort of expression, but he's saying, ho there, like, hey there. Hey there makes sense. Who there could make sense, but you just want to, if you see a word like this that you don't see too often, just try the individual sounds. Because once I said try each sound, you said O, and again, long vowel, so you know it. You know, O by itself makes the what sound? Usually. Well, by itself, what does it make? Ah, you just said it right a minute ago, but now you're going to short vowels. What is it? Oh. Try it again. Oh there. Oh there. So we worked on that one. That's probably unfamiliar to you. These are probably two other words that are unfamiliar, and I heard two good things that you did. You were sounding out the word, and I heard P-L-O-M-S in that word. Let's see if that's all of the letters. P-L. Is there an L in here?
No.
Is there an O in here?
Yes.
Is there an M in here?
Yes.
Is there an S in here?
Yes.
So we know there's not an L. Okay, I'm going to show you again the letters. P-L-O-M-S. You said plums. There's no L. Okay. There's a P. Is it the beginning, middle, or end?
Beginning.
You said it in the beginning. There is an O. Beginning, middle, or end?
Beginning.
Yeah, it's more attached to the beginning, isn't it? But if this is the only beginning sound, then this is the only end sound. Is this, where is this O?
Middle.
It's in the middle. Yeah, it's in the middle, right next to the beginning sound. And then what about the M? Beginning, middle, or it's the end sound, but look, you said it in the middle of the word, didn't you?
Yeah.
And then where is the S?
In the middle.
In the middle of the word, and you said it at the, where did you say it? At the what?
End.
You said it at the end. So you saw sounds you know, you inserted one sound, but I did see you using some word attack skills and trying to sound it out. But instead, again, let's stick with it sound by sound. Oh, you got that without me even helping you. I mean, I helped you chunk it out, but I didn't have to say any of the sounds for you. Possum. That was incredible. So do you see that you could do what I just did completely by yourself, right? I still notice that unless I remind you to, you more point under the words like this. But when you're really stuck, try to block off the sounds that you know, okay? Because when you hear them, when you're saying them out loud like you've been doing, you do start to hear the word that makes sense more. Like, is a possum a real thing? Is a plum a real thing? A plum? Well, you tell me. Which one is real? Plum or possum? Plum? What's a plum? It's a flower? Okay. I haven't heard of a plum before, but I'll jot it down. Now we'll look up. I'm thinking I've heard the word plume in the area of things that grow, plume. But I'm not exactly sure what that means. So we might have some more meaning to work on, some more vocabulary meaning to work on. But plum, I'm not familiar with the word plum. I am familiar with this word. Sound it out again. Possum. Have you heard of a possum before?
Mm-hmm.
You've never heard of a possum? Okay. Well, a possum is a real word. Let's read the context of this. That means we're going to read the text around that word possum and try to see if we can figure out what a possum is. Ho there, upside-down creature. Who are you, and what do you eat? Shouted the wide-mouthed frog. I'm a possum, said Possum, and I eat blossoms. I'll stop there. I could read the rest of the page. Can you figure out from this page what a possum is?
It eats blossom.
It eats blossoms, so what is it?
Possum.
It is a possum. What is a possum? If you had to use your own words to tell me what a possum is. A possum is a creature. What's another kind of creature? Anyone you want to think of. An alligator. Name one more. Kangaroo. So a creature is a living thing? Is that right? A what?
Yes, living.
A living thing. What do we call living things? Creatures are possum, crocodile, kangaroo. What are those called?
Animal.
Animals. Okay. I think that you and I can work on some classification word sorts also. We've done a lot of sound word sorts, but I've got two ideas. I know you want to go back to silly words. We'll do that. But I think we could start to classify and put some ideas together, and that might help you get a broader vocabulary so that when we get to words like this, they might make sense to you from the story that you're reading. Okay?
Okay.
All right. There's another word in here I wanted to talk about, but we're going to do our word sort so that you don't miss out on that. I know you like to do these, and we're running short on time. All right. So, your goal today is to do short O vowel sounds and long O vowel sounds. I'm just going to show you words. I'm not going to read them to you. You're going to read them yourself. Sort. I want at least 2 words in each section. Short O's and long O's. And look for patterns that you know. You can say the word out loud. I want to hear it. What word is that one? Clock. Okay, what kind of O is that? Long O? Short O. Whoops. 1 minute, please. Close the door. Close the door. Thank you. 1 minute. Frog. I want you to look for some long O's now. That's mostly what we focused on in our previous word sorts. Ooh, you took one with a blend. Sound it out. Good. Stone. You said stone at first, but then you realized that's a long O. What's a hint that it's a long O? What kind of E? A magic E or silent E. Sort it out. Let's find one more long vowel sound. And then, because our time is actually up, but we can do one more. Ho. Good. How did you figure out that was a long O instead of a short O? Another magic E. We have to stop, but I'm going to give you one that does not have a magic E, and I want you to figure out if that's a long O or a short O. Figure it out. Read the word. How did you know that's a long O? You did. You've got it right. How did you know to say O? Because an OA, the A is silent. Do you remember the rhyme? What is it? You're absolutely right. When 2 vowels go walking, the first one does the talking. I know we said we'd just do 2 of each, but where does that one go? Nice work. We will finish these. We just can't finish them right now because our time is up. But I'm going to put this together in my notebook and with the Wide Mouth Frog book, because the next time we work together, we have something else to do with frogs, short O's. We're going to keep on sorting words, and we will do some more real words, silly words. But I'm really impressed with how quickly you started to get some of your errors in that book. Do you think it helps that you've been reading it more than once now?
Yeah.
Several times? I think if you read it a few more times, it'll get even better? All right, good work today, Mantra. All right, we're going to stop now. Let's see.